This is the brand new Apple Watch Series 4, and this is actually the biggest change in an Apple Watch ever since the original one was introduced 4 years ago. Can you believe it? It's already been 4 years since the Apple Watch was introduced back in 2014. I've been using my Apple Watch Series 4 every single day for almost 3 full months now, so I feel like I've explored every bit of it quite well enough to give you guys my full in-depth Zone of Tech review of the Apple Watch Series 4. So grab some snacks, get some drinks ready, sit back, relax, and enjoy my full in-depth review of the Apple Watch Series 4. Okay, so I'm actually a huge Apple Watch fan myself. I've used every single model since the first one came out, and this one is by far the best one in every single way. You see, the original Apple Watch was good, loved it, but the main issue was the speed. It was really slow, as in it took like 5 full minutes to boot up. Not that you're going to boot it up every day, but even when I was just using it, everything was a pain. The lag was unbearable. And then I got my Apple Watch Series 2. I got a space black stainless steel model, and I loved it even more. It was water resistant up to 50 meters, so I started using it for swimming and tracking my progress. The display was brighter, it was a bit thicker, but the battery life was a big improvement from the first model. But it was still slow. The Series 2 was a bit faster, but yeah, navigating through the OS was still laggy. So I never really used it for anything more than, checking the time or, seeing the notifications from my phone. That was pretty much it. I mean, really, with watchOS 5, my Series 2 got so slow that starting a workout at a gym made me wait for almost a full minute. That's how unresponsive the app was. I got a Series 3 and used it for a few weeks, but I ended up returning it since, aside from being a bit faster and having a cellular connection, which I never used anyways, it was basically identical to my Series 2. So this takes us to the Apple Watch Series 4, and honestly, the first thing that I've noticed right away, to my hope and surprise, was indeed the speed. The Series 4 is really fast, incredibly fluid, and responsive when compared to my Series 2. It's a completely different device. I mean, take a look at how quick I can now switch between watch faces, so there's still a bit of lag here and there, so it's not perfect, but it's so much better than before. And for me, the best part about this is that I finally enjoy using it more than just for checking the time and viewing the notifications. Like, for example, loading up the Mail app takes like 1 second on the Series 4 versus, 10 to 20 seconds or so on my previous Series 2. So it applies to the Weather app and pretty much everything you do on this watch. Everything loads basically as fast as it does on my iPhone, whereas before it was so slow that I ended up, taking my phone out of my pocket, since it was actually quicker doing that rather than, waiting for my watch to load things. Now, the speed increase is not just thanks to the Apple S4 processor, which is actually the first 64-bit processor in an Apple Watch, so this is quite a big deal, but also thanks to Bluetooth 5.0 that's included in the Apple W3 chip, the wireless 3 chip that's included in the Apple Watch Series 4. So this supports transfer speeds of up to 2 megabits per second, which, yes, it's still really slow and really, uncomparable to something like Wi-Fi, but it's actually double of what Bluetooth 4.2 supported. This is what we had in the Apple Watch Series 3. So if you have an iPhone 8 or newer, you would be taking full advantage of Bluetooth 5.0, since these iPhones also come with Bluetooth 5.0. And then thanks to this improved speed, I've also found myself using Siri a lot on this watch. And what's even better is that all you need to do now is just raise your wrist. There's no need to say, "Hey, Cindy," I'm not going to say the actual command, but you can just, raise your wrist and you can start talking. Lights on, lights off, that kind of stuff, what's the weather, and all that. And Siri now speaks directly to you as well.
In New York City, New York, the United States, it's 1309.
So this was something that we got with the Series 3, and it's actually probably the most underrated feature. Now, the second major thing that was new to me in the Series 4 was actually cellular, since, like I told you, I never ended up keeping my Series 3, so yeah, cellular on the Apple Watch Series 4 is something completely new to me. And so far, my experience with cellular has been okay. So I've used it with just cellular at the gym, and honestly, the whole idea of not taking my phone with me, just my watch and my AirPods, was amazing. Like, I could still reply to text, messages, and all that, but without the need of my iPhone. And also, the call quality has been significantly improved. Like, I've had a few calls from my watch, and I've asked the people who I was calling what device they thought that I was speaking from, and everyone actually thought that I was speaking from an iPhone. So the sound quality was that good. It's not just the microphones that have been improved, it's also the speakers. They have been significantly improved from the previous generation, so everything is much louder and much clearer than before.
It's 2:41. It's 2:41.
Absolutely love the fact that you can now use it without your iPhone with the cellular connection, but then at the same time, aside from going to the gym, I really don't see where I would go and only have my watch with me and not my phone because, when I'm traveling somewhere, I would obviously take my phone for taking photos. And then fun fact, you cannot even use the Apple Watch, the cellular connectivity in roaming anyways. So you can only use cellular in your country, the country that you've bought it from. So yeah, overall, there's no really any point in getting the cellular model aside from just, going to the gym and maybe going on that early morning run. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Plus, you also need to buy a monthly subscription. So you need to pay a monthly subscription to your carrier if you really want to have cellular data on your Apple Watch. Also, something that a lot of people don't know is that even on the non-cellular models of the Apple Watch, you actually get 16 gigabytes of internal storage. So you can actually store entire playlists from Apple Music. You can do this from the Apple Watch app on your iPhone, and you can still listen to your music without a need to take your iPhone with you. So, you can still take it to the gym with your AirPods and leave your iPhone at home. So yeah, really the only thing that you'll be missing from the actual cellular models of the Apple Watch are the call functionality and obviously an internet connection so that you have constant notifications for you when you don't have your iPhone with you. Then another big improvement with the Series 4 is when it comes to the health features. So, the heart rate monitor has been improved, so it can now measure your heart rate much faster, and I've actually noticed that it's so much more accurate than before. So for example, sometimes when I was at the gym, my Series 2 could not measure my heart rate or it wasn't accurate at all. It was showing me like 50 beats per minute when I was running, so yeah, it wasn't accurate. I haven't had any issues like that with the Series 4. But luckily, all the Apple Watch Series 4 models actually have the ECG hardware included. So, if you bought it in a different region that doesn't have it enabled, it still has that hardware, so it could be enabled in the future through a software update as soon as it's approved by, the medical facilities and the government in that country. And then we also get fall detection on the Series 4, where if you have a severe fall and you're not moving for a minute, it would automatically call the emergency services. Now, this feature has actually been taken as a meme on social media, but honestly, it can actually be a lifesaver. Think of it, if you have, give an Apple Watch Series 4 to your grandmother or grandfather, and, this could actually be a lifesaver in their cases. Speaking of lifesaver, not a sponsor, but the battery life is actually really, really good on this. So with my Series 2, I could get, I got about 2 days of usage out of it, but that was mostly a stretch. Now with the Series 4, I can easily get 2 days of usage, and if I put it to the not disturb mode, I can even get 3 full days of usage, which is really, really impressive. However, there's a catch. There's always a catch. So if you're using cellular, the battery life would drain like crazy. Like honestly, I believe I lost about 30%. Well, I was doing a workout for about an hour. I was indeed listening to music on cellular. The heart rate monitor was obviously turned down, the workout as well. So yeah, lots of stuff that was consuming the battery life. But realistically, if you're, out hiking and you're constantly using the Apple Watch on cellular, you have GPS turned on to monitor your tracking, your battery life would drain in about 4 hours. So do keep that in mind. And finally, I wanted to leave the most obvious change towards the end, and that is the design. Yes, we finally get a brand new design with the Apple Watch Series 4. Now, unfortunately, it is not a complete redesign, so we still have the same rectangular watch idea, but the outside corners, they're much more rounded now, and also the display itself, instead of being small and squared off, it is actually quite a bit larger, and the corners are now curved now and rounded. So basically, they actually match the curvature of the outside corners, and it does look really, really nice. And the back has also been redesigned, so we now get a full glass back rather than just the circle with the sensors in the middle, and this is also one of the reasons why the cellular reception has been improved. Also, the back is now made out of ceramic on the aluminum models of the Apple Watch Series 4, not just on the stainless steel ones. So the only difference actually between the stainless steel models and the aluminum models now, aside from obviously the case material, is the actual display. So we have ION-X glass on the aluminum models and a sapphire display on the stainless steel ones. It's just the back that's been upgraded on the aluminum models. Now, when it comes to the actual sapphire display, spoiler, it's not 100% pure sapphire like on, actual watches, but it's actually a mixture of multiple elements, including sapphire. So yeah, it's a bit softer than the real thing, quite a bit, which means that yes, it will scratch. I actually do have some hairline scratches on mine. Now, in my case, these scratches are on the aliphobic coating, which sits above the sapphire display, but the sapphire can still scratch, as I've seen in quite a few other cases. And then the Series 4 is also thinner now. It's still not as thin as the original Series 0 was, but it's noticeably thinner than the Series 3, coming in at 10.7mm versus 11.4. And yeah, I do have to say, it does feel much better on my wrist than my Series 2 did. It's way more comfortable thanks to mostly the sensor area, which is quite a bit flatter now than on the previous generation, which was quite bulky and raised. And with a larger display, we not only get to see the older watch faces in, a much larger form, but we also get some brand new ones. So the best one by far is this new infographic face, which can show you up to 8 different complications. Like, I don't know, some people really like the more simplistic watch faces, but personally, I like to have as much information as possible when I'm when I look at my wrist. So the new infograph face is a huge update for me. We also have some brand new complications with the Series 4, such as the air quality, the UV radiation. So yeah, it's great to have those. And then you also get some updates to the old watch faces. So for example, you can now have the fire, water, and the dust watch faces basically full screen, which you cannot have with the previous generation Apple Watches. So there you go, a few updates to the previous watch faces as well. Now, because of the larger displays, the bodies of both the 38mm and the 42mm models of the Apple Watch have actually gotten a bit larger. So the 38mm is now a 40mm case, and then the 42 is now a 44mm case. However, the good news is that all of your old Apple Watch bands will still fit the Apple Watch Series 4. Apple made sure of that. I do find that the non-Series 4 watch bands are a bit tight when it comes to the fitting mechanism, while all the bands that were designed with a Series 4 in mind, they do have a better fit when it comes to the hinge. But yeah, in terms of how they look and feel on your wrist, they're basically identical. And finally, the last main new feature of the Apple Watch Series 4 is the brand new Taptic engine that now even works for the digital crown. And I do have to say, it's pretty cool. So Apple introduced a Taptic engine in the iPhones with the iPhone 7 and newer, and in some areas of the UI, like, the alarm clock, for example, and messages, you would actually feel the gears of the clock, so to say, scrolling thanks to the haptic engine. It's a really interesting feeling after you try it in person, but I love that thing. And it's a similar experience on the Apple Watch, but just a bit more subtle. Okay, so in the end, is the Apple Watch Series 4 a must-have device? Well, when it comes to smartwatches, the Apple Watch is by far the best smartwatch on the market, and nothing even comes close. I mean, Apple's in their own league. They're years ahead of the competition, similar to how Apple's also dominating the tablet market with the iPad Pro. I mean, that thing is not just 3 years ahead in terms of the performance, if not even more than that, but also more powerful than most laptops on the market. Yes, it's heavily held back because of the iOS operating system. More about that in my full review of the 2018 iPad Pro. But yeah, literally the only downside of the Apple Watch is that it only works on iOS. That's literally the only downside. You need to have an iPhone to use this. If you have an Android phone, well, the Apple Watch is not really an option for you. I'm actually working, by the way, on a video showcasing the best Apple Watch alternative for Android, so hit the bell icon for notifications and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Comes out this Saturday on the 15th. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of the Apple Watch Series 4? Do you have one? Honestly, if you have a Series 0, the difference between that and the Series 4, especially in terms of the performance, is just insane. All the apps load out instantly, and for me that's actually a game changer, because now I end up using actually more apps and using the Apple Watch as Apple intended initially, rather than just looking at the time and using it for notifications. Link in the description if you're interested in getting one, and if you do get one from Amazon, you also support the channel because Apple doesn't have an affiliate program. Amazon does, so yeah, Amazon gives us a bit of a commission from the sales on their side. So if you get one from Amazon, link in the description, then you also support the channel. And then also check out all the previous reviews that I did on the iPhone XS Max, the Mac Mini, the MacBook Air, and also the brand new 2018 iPad Pro. And also join the Zone, guys, if you're new to the channel and you want to support the channel. Tap the join button and you get some access to some pretty cool exclusive features while also supporting the channel. So yeah, thank you for watching. This has been pretty much it in terms of the Series 4. Really looking forward to the Series 5, but I don't think that Apple's going to change the design drastically next year. So thank you for watching. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. ZONEofTECH, signing out. Cheers.